Yeah. String types. So one of the type is replace method. So the method replace returns a copy of the string in which the values of old string has been replaced with the new value. Right. Suppose we have old string. So is equal to next new string is equal to old string dot replace. New string is equal to old string dot replace. Instead of like we want to display love. Print print new string. See here. First we are defining old string is equal to I like Python. Now I want to replace like instead of like we are want to display love. So new string is equal to old string dot replace like love. So instead of like want to display love. So when you print the new string, it will display love Python. Okay, this is replace. So replace method returns a copy of the string in which the values of old string have been replaced with the new value. Next, suppose if I want to convert upper values or lower values. So we have upper and lower in strings. So you can even change the string to uppercase or lowercase. Suppose I have a string that is old string. Already I have defined old string is equal to some I like Python. Now I want to convert this into upper values. That means all are capitals. How to apply it? So I want to use upper method. Print string dot upper. Okay, we are in old string, right? Print old string dot upper. See here. Actually, we are defining old string is equal to I like Python. When you want to convert this into as an upper values, you can type print old string dot upper. So your value which is converted to completely total capital values. I like Python. Okay. Suppose you can also do for the for other function as well as like capitalize. Only I want to display starting letter is capitalized. This one remaining all are same. So I can write print old string dot capitalize. See here. Our string is all are small. When I use capitalize, starting letter display capitalize, remaining are same. If you use upper, all letters are capitals. That is the difference between upper and capitalize. Now I want to convert. All these values are lower. See here, str is equal to now print str dot lower. So all capitals are converted to small letters when you use lower method. Okay. Next type is join the function. Join function for the string. So join function is more flexible for concatenating string with join function. You can add any character into the string. For example, suppose if you want to add a colon after every character in the string Python, you can use the following like this. Already we have a string. We are defining here allow Python. See here print here is in colon dot join see here each and every letter you are applying colon y colon y colon t colon h colon o colon n colon. So the join function is more flexible way for concatenating the string. With join function, you can add any character into the string. For example, if you want to add a colon after every character in the string Python, okay, you can use like this: print within the quotes, double quotes, colon, dot join Python. When you apply this, each and every character after the character, we got a colon. This is join. Next, I want to reverse the string. So what I have, I defined here str I love Python. Now I want to reverse the string. How to use this? By using this reverse function, you can reverse the string. For example, we have a string I love Python. I want to reverse it. So I can use reverse function. See here, print dot join reverse of what is our function? What we have defined here str. See here, this is completely reversed. Nohtypeoli. See here, suppose if I take str1 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Print join reverse str1. So 1, 2, 3, 4 by completely reverse 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the reverse function. Okay. Now I want to split the string. How to split it? So split strings is another function that can be applied in Python. See here, suppose we have a string that is already we have str is equal to hello Python. So I want to split it. How to apply this? Print str dot split. See here. So what we have? I love Python. So that is splitted within the script I love Python. So when you apply the split function to your string, automatically it is divided each and every word. I love Python. This is splitting. So yeah. Next, suppose I have a str and I have str1 for different type of strings. Already we are defined here. So now I want to display x is equal to, see here, suppose x is equal to Pradeep X dot replace Pradeep Srinivas. Next. See here, I have defined the string X is equal to Pradeep. Now I want to replace Pradeep by Srinivas. So I'm defining X is equal to Pradeep. X dot replace Pradeep. Within the parenthesis, within the function, we are applying two arguments, Pradeep and Srinivas. So when I replace it, when I apply this function, Pradeep is replaced by the Srinivas. So this is the way. Now I want to print X. Print X. So when I apply print X, but it displays Pradeep only, not Srinivas. Now I want to display Srinivas. So how to apply it? Actually, I have a string X is equal to Pradeep. Now I want to replace Pradeep instead of Pradeep. I want to display the Srinivas. Okay. I'm applying X is equal to Pradeep. X dot replace of Pradeep and Srinivas. So when I enter it, automatically display the Srinivas. So when I want to display print X, but it displays Pradeep, not Srinivas. Now, what is my question is, I want to display exactly what I want to display Pradeep instead of Pradeep, I want to display Srinivas. So how to display it? How to write the code? How to write it?
We have to store the replace word into another variable or another memory file like.
Here. So when I apply this one, X is equal to Pradeep, X dot replace means automatically Pradeep replaced by the Srinivas. When I want to print X, now it displays only earlier value, this one. But instead of this, when I give this function, I want to display this Srinivas. How to apply it? See here, already we have defined X. Some X is equal to Pradeep, and I'm using here X is equal to X dot replace. X dot replace Pradeep, Srinivas. Now I want to display instead of Pradeep, Srinivas. So I'm giving print X. It displays Srinivas. Okay. See here. Observe the difference. If you do like this, automatically it will display Srinivas. When I want to display print X, it doesn't consider this. It display earlier value. So when I use like this, already I have the X contains Pradeep. Pradeep is assigned to X, which is stored in the X memory. So when I want to replace it, applying the replace method, X dot replace Pradeep Srinivas. So now Pradeep is replaced by the Srinivas. Now it displays the Srinivas. When I want to display X, it displays only what is the memory of X contains, that displays that one Pradeep only. So when I use like this, X is equal to X dot replace Pradeep instead of Pradeep Srinivas. Now when the Pradeep was replaced by the Srinivas, which is assigned to in X instead of Pradeep, right? So which is stored in the X after replacing. So when you want to print that, now it displays the new value only, that is Srinivas. This is the way we will apply the strings. So we have different methods. What are they? Join, replace,
Split.
and that is we are applying uppercase letters and lowercase letters and split values. So these are the different types of different types of strings. Okay. So Python is an object-oriented program language, and many functions can be applied to Python objects. So note a feature of Python is its indenting source statements to make the code easier to read. You can access the values through slicing. Square brackets are used for slicing along with the index or indices to obtain a substring. In slicing, if range is declared in between the square brackets, you can apply colon. It can actually fetch the value from the range. Suppose if you are giving the range within the square brackets 1 to 4, it will display array of 1, array of 2, array of 3. So last value is omitted. You can update Python string by reassigning a variable to another string. Okay, you can update the Python string by reassigning a variable to the another string. The method replace returns a copy of the string in which the occurrence of old is replaced with new one. So the syntax for the method replace is you can apply old string dot replace value, replace method. So string operators like square brackets, a square bracket within the colon, in, not, and so on. The strings we are using of different type of basic operators. Square brackets, square bracket colon, in, not in, and are, percentage. Already using this percentage is percentage d, and plus and multiplication symbol. So if you use multiplication, that is repeat the string. Either you can apply numerical with numerical multiplication or string multiplication plus concatenation the string. So in and not in I will tell you next further class. Next, square brackets, which is a slice. It gives the letter from the given index, and which is a range slice. It gives the character from the given range, like this. Okay. See here, we have a string. To equal to, suppose I have welcome to Python. Now print. Of str2 array of some 3 to 7. So what are the values are printed here?
Pradeep, I think I can't see the ID. Are you typing or?
We can't see anything. Yeah.
Yeah, we are also not getting anything what you are typing.
Hello?
Yeah, now it's better.
Yeah, tell me. What's your question?
No, initially we were not able to see the ID, so that is the thing we just updated.
You are. We can't see what you are doing.
You are not seeing.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's okay now.
Right now it's okay.
Now it displays.
Yeah, now it displays.
Have you
Right
seen
now.
my screen?
Yep, we can.
Hello?
Yeah, we got it.
We can see it.
So now it is fine or not?
Yeah, now it's fine.
Okay. See here. I'm applying the range value. See, I'm defining string str2 is equal to welcome to Python. So I want to display the range. Print str2 in between in the range of 3 to 7. See here, what is the array of the string? This is array of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. So I am giving the range 3 to 7. Array of 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Now it displays come. So only it displays the come here. Right? This is our output. Okay? So this displays come. So this prints the slice of the string starting an index 3 and ending at index 6. The range is 3 to 7. 7 is omitted, only display 3, 4, 5, 6. So that is come. But why 6 and not 7? Again, most programming languages do this. It makes doing the math inside those brackets easier. When you apply this range, 7 is omitted, only displays 3 to 7, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So if you just have one number in the brackets, it will give you the single character at the index. If you leave out of the first number but keep the column, it will give you a slice from the start to the number you left in. If you leave out of the second number, it will give you a slice from the first number to the end. So you can even put negative numbers inside the brackets. They are easy way to starting at the end of the string instead of the beginning. The way -3 means third character from the end. How to apply this? See here. I have a string hello. H-E hello. By default, when you apply this array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3, array of 4. So when you apply the negative values, it will take this is -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. Okay, if you apply print array of -5, display H. Suppose if you apply array of -3, display L. So try this. So I have a string. What is that? Welcome to Python. Print string str2 array of -5. So that is y. See here, -5, -1, -2, -3, -4 and -5. That is y. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is y. This is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. This is -6, -7, -8, -9. Like this way. Okay. Starting array of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If you want to display, if you want to apply minus values, this starting letter is -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. Now you have applied str2 of -5. Now it displays y. Suppose if I type print of str2 array of -10. So there is a space observe here. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7, -8, -9, -10 is the space. That's why it doesn't display anything, only space value. Suppose type like this, -9. Okay. -9 t is the -9 value. Okay. Starting value is array of 0. If you calculate reversely, that is -1, -2, -3, minus values. If you apply minus values, also it display the value. That is minus. Next, see here. If when you apply like this, string is hello world, print a string, that is string 3:7:2. What is our output? This is start position, stop position. Step is 2. So this prints the character of the string from the range of 3 to 7, skipping one character. This is index the slice syntax. The general form is start, stop, and step. You can apply here, see in the same way. Already we are applied the range. This is str2 is equal to welcome to Python. When you apply like this, it will display the come. When you apply print str2 array of the range is 3:7:2. It displays CM. That means see here. This prints the character string from 3 to 7, skipping one character. What it displays? Skipping one character. So starting range is our third value is array of 0, W, array of 1, E, array of 2, L, array of 3, C. After that, your step size is 2 values are skipped. C, 1 value is skipped. Next, M. Next, E is also skipped. Okay, total 2 values are skipped. When you apply this one, 3 to 7, it displays COME. When you apply, after that, you want to skip 2 values. So C, this value is O is skipped. Next, print M's. And the second value is also skipped, E. Only displays the CM. So when you want to skip, how many values you want to skip, you can apply. After that, after giving the range, you can apply colon step size 2 or 3 or 4, whatever you want. Okay. Suppose see here, print str 2 some E colon 14. This is 5. TTT. So 3 to 14 letters. Array of 0, array of 1, array of 2, array of 3. C printed. Next, O is skipped. Okay. In like way, 14 letter. 14 is T. In this way, it displays the CTT. Okay. So this is the step size. So how many letters do you want to skip? You can give the step size here. Your range is start and stop, start and end. Your range is 3 to 7. But if you want to omit the values, skipping the values, you can give the step size like this. Okay. This is skipping. Note that both of them produce the same output. See here in this way. Hello world 3 to 7, 3 to 7. Both are displays same values. So there is no function like str ev in C to reverse a string. But the above mentioned the type of slice syntax, you can easily reverse the string like this. So there is no any method in our C language. Only we have the method in our Python. In the same way, print a string colon colon -1. How it displays reverse value like this. Hello world. See here. Hello world is reverse. When you apply like this colon colon -1. -1 is reverse value of starting value -1, -2, -3, -4. When you apply like this, your string is reversed. Here print str2 array of colon colon -1. See here completely reversed. Welcome to Python is reversed. Generally, if you want to reverse this string, what method you are using? Replace method, right? Already we are used. That is reverse method. Already we are used like this. Print dot join of reverse.
String.
Here reverse. So which is easiest method? This is the easiest method. So print str2 array of colon -1 reverse value -1 -2. So when you use the starting letter, your string is reversed. Suppose you want to apply a method like this, print dot join reverse, and you will give the string str2. So when you give it, you will display the welcome to Python reversed. Okay? This is one of the method which is not available in your C. Our upper is over, lower is over, starts with, ends with. Just you can practice this. One of the exercise I can give you. Next, conditions. So already I have sent to you conditional formatting, conditional arithmetic operators, conditional operators. Next, tuple. What is tuple? What is tuple? Before discussing about the condition, already you have the tuple, pack, unpack, comparing, slicing, and delete. Okay, what is tuple? So tuple is just like a list of sequence of immutable Python objects. Tuple is just like a list of a sequence of immutable Python objects. The difference between list and tuple is list are declared in square brackets and can be changed, while tuple is declared in parentheses and it cannot be changed. So what is list? See here, already we have seen list. How to apply the list? Array of something, right? In this way you can use square brackets. Suppose if you want to apply even numbers, square bracket is within the square bracket, you can apply the values, variables. Values are variables, right? You can apply like this. Array lists are declared in square brackets. Lists are declared in square brackets, and it can be changed. You can change it. But tuple is declared in parentheses and it cannot be changed. However, you can take the portions of existing tuples to make a new tuples. Okay. So if you want to write, yeah.
I didn't understand what is meant by tuple.
Yeah, I'm explaining that tuple is like which is also define the variables, but whereas in the list is defined by the square brackets. Okay, already we have seen the list example. Yes. Suppose even numbers is equal to square bracket of 2, 4, 6, 8 like this. Tuple we are defining like this. Tuple equal to the parentheses we are applying the values. Suppose I have a John like this way. So you are defining list like this within the square brackets. You are defining tuple like this within the parentheses. But list can be changed, but tuple cannot be changed. Okay, this is an immutable. Immutable is constant, like constant, which we cannot change. That is tuple. So tuple is just like a list of a sequence of immutable Python objects. What is the difference between list and Python? List is declared in the square brackets, whereas in tuple, which is declared in the parentheses. But list can be changed. List can be changed, which is immutable. List can be changed, that is immutable. tuple cannot be changed, that is immutable. However, you can take the portions of existing tuples to make a new tuples. How to define it? How to apply? See here. So, are you understanding of this difference between tuple and list?
Yeah.
See here. Syntax is like this: tuple. Within the parenthesis, you can apply a sequence of variables. Now, if you want to apply empty tuple, just you can type tuple is equal to empty parenthesis. You cannot apply any value, that is empty tuple. Suppose if you want to apply a single value, see here, tuple 1 equal to like this. Tuple 1 is an empty tuple. This is that tuple contains a variable, sequence of variables. Suppose if I want to define a single value, tuple 2 is equal to, within the parenthesis, you are applying your value. After that, you should apply the comma. Even though you are defining one variable in your tuple, after the variable, you should apply the comma. That is tuple. For writing tuples for a single value, you need to include a comma, even though there is a single value. So also at the end of the tuple, you should apply the semicolon. Okay, semicolon. This is the way you can define the tuples. So tuple indices begin at 0. Tuple indices begin at 0, and they can be concatenated, sliced, and so on. So these are also concatenation. You can apply the concatenation slices. Okay. How to apply the tuple assignments? So Python has tuple as my assignment feature, which enables you to assign more than one variable at a time. Okay. Here we have a assign tuple 1, that is empty parenthesis. We have a tuple tup, that is we have a different variables John, Fib, like this. We have a tuple 2, that is equal to a single value 4. Even though you can apply a single value, you need to include a comma, even though there is a single value. Okay. After that, you are applying the semicolon. Next, how to write the code? See here.
Right, Pradeep? I try to do without comma and semicolon, but it's working. With the single value, I try to do without comma and colon, but it's working.
If it's work, but it's not a problem. But this is the process. You can apply the comma, even though you have a single value. So you can apply the comma. If you are not applying, also it works. It's not a problem. But we have a definition. So even though you have a value, you need to apply a comma. Okay.
Okay.
After ending of the tuple, you can apply the semicolon. If you are not applying, it works, not a problem. But this is the way you can define the tuples. But list, we are not defining any colons or semicolons, right? Even though you can assign the variables to any, you can apply any values to the variables, or you can assignment to any values to your variables. You are not giving any semicolon or colon. But here, this is the way when you want to define the tuple. If you are not applying, it works. It's not a problem. Okay. So how to define it? See here. How to use the tuple. equal to, within this I have Robert Sizu Sri Ramesh Sai. So this is my tuple. Okay. Next, I want to define one more tuple. Tuple 1 is equal to, I'm taking the values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next, print tuple array of 0. What it displays? Robert. You can apply what are the types we have. You can apply indices, slices, range, and concatenation. You can apply the tuples also. So array of the print tuple array of 0 is Robert. Next, print in the range. Within the range, I want to display 1 to 3. That is tuple. See here, what are the values displayed? 0 and 3. Okay. Next, packing tuples and unpacking tuples. So what are the packing tuples and what are the unpacking tuples? So we place value into a new tuple, while in unpacking we extract those values back into the variables. So see here, tuple tup is equal to Robert, Sizu, Sri, Ramesh, Sai. This is packing. This is also packing. How to define the unpacking? See here, I have different values tuple. Next, I want to assign the values here. I can define here first tuple 2 equal to IBM 2000 or 20,000 software. Is I have defined the tuple. This is tuple packing. Next, within this, I'm assigning the values. This is company. Next, number of employees. And business, software business is equal to tuple 2. See here, tuple.
Type 2.
Yeah, same thing. Tuple unpacking. This is packing. Tuple 2 is equal to IBM 20,000 software. This is tuple packing. We can define like this. Unpacking is we are not assigning any codes for these codes. Company, number of employees, business, type 2. Both are same, type 2. This is tuple unpacking. Now I want to define, now I want to display print company. Okay. This is tuple 2. This is TYP. That is the problem. Tuple 2. Okay. Now I want to print company. Print what it display? IBM. Both are same. You are defining type 2 tuple is equal to IBM 20,000 software within the codes, that is tuple packing. When you define the unpacking, you can reverse the tuple, but we are not enclosed with, that is quotations, right? Company, number of employees, business, type tuple 2. Both are tuple 2, tuple 2. So when you print company, display company is equal to IBM. Number of employees is equal to 20,000. Business is equal to software. Suppose you want to print business. Print what it displays? Software. Suppose you want to print number of employees, displays number of employees. $20,000. So these are the uses of tuple. So we place a value into a new tuple while in unpacking, we extract those values back into variables, right? When you apply like this, so what are the values we have in tuple? When you want to retrieve those, you can reverse the string, which is unpacking, right? So when you retrieve it, when you apply the print company, it retrieve the IBM. When you apply the number of employees, it retrieve the 20,000, which is available in tuple 2. This is packing and unpacking. Okay. Next. So how to compare the tuples? Comparison operator in Python can work with tuples. What are the comparison operators we have? Less than, greater than, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to, and these are the comparison operators, right? You can apply these comparison operators in between the tuples also. See here, I am defining A is equal to 6, 5. So I'm not assigning that semicolon also. B is equal to 1, 4. Now condition A is greater than B. A is greater than B. Print A is bigger. A is big. Else print B is What it displays? A is big. If you compare the values, A is 6, 5, B is 1, 4. If A is greater than B, print A is big. Else, print B is big. So A contains 6 and 5. B contains 1, 4. First it checks what are the values we have, 6, 5. So B is 1, 4. 6 is greater than 1. 5 is also greater than 1. 6 is greater than 4. 5 is also greater than 4. So A is big. Suppose if I reverse, already we have A is equal to 6, 5. Now C equal to 7, 2. D equal to 9, 1. Same if A is greater than B, colon, print A is big, and print print B is big. So A is big. Okay. We are giving C and D, right?
Pradeep, I have one doubt.
Yeah.
It will check only first numbers only.
It compares first. You have a suppose I am taking 6, 5 and B is equal to 1, 4, right? First, it compares the first element of each tuple. So, which is greater? First element of these two, 6.
Okay.
That's why it takes A. Next,
Okay.
it compares 7 and 9. Which is greater? First values. It will
Okay.
display 9.
It didn't compare
Suppose if
second
you
value.
have, I'm telling first of all, I'm explaining this.
Okay.
After that, you can ask. Suppose these first two values are same.
Okay.
Okay. First, these two values are next. You can go to the second value. Which is greater than these values. This is the big value. Second values also both are same in those two tuples. It will go to third one. Okay. It compare like this. What are the values we have? Compare it. Which is greater? Suppose we have a 7 in C and 9 in D.
Yeah,
So
9
which
is
is
great.
greater? 9 is greater. Now D is big. Okay. This is the way it compares. Okay.
Okay.
See here. If you have any doubt, ask me. Print.
You have to change if parameters C and D.
Yeah. D is big. Now it is big. We are applying the wrong syntax. E is greater than. Now we want to apply. Now we want to compare C and D. We are giving the wrong
Yeah.
comparison. That's why C is big. So if you give here C is greater than D, it will display D is big. C is greater than D. So D is B. Already you have the A is equal to 6, 5, B is equal to 1, 4. If you compare this, it will display A is big. Why? Because 6 is greater than 1. Suppose if I take in the same way, E is equal to 5, 6, and F is equal to 5, 7. Both are elements are same. If E is greater than F, print is big. Else print F is big. So it is big, F is big. Why? Because first it compares the first value. We have 5 and F also contains 5. Both are same. Now it go to 6. 6 compares to 7. Which is greater? 6 or 7? 7 is greater. So F is big. Like this way. It compares first value. What are the first values are there in both tuples? It compare it. Which is greater display. Both are same. It will go to the next value. That is also same. It go to the next value. Next, it compares the second value, third value. So which is greater? That display the value. That is comparison of tuple. Okay. Suppose if you want to delete the value, how to delete it? Already you have the command del, remove e. So try this. If you want to print
E.
check if there is any e value. Print e. So e is not defined. Just I am applying delete e. Suppose if I want to delete f also, delete f. Print f. There is no value. Delete function. Delete. The tuples are immutable and cannot be deleted. But deleting tuple entirely is possible by using the keyword del. Del. Okay. We are not deleting the tuples. Suppose we have C is equal to 7, 2. We are not deleting 2 or 7. If you want to delete entire value, C or D, it's possible. It's not possible. If you want to delete 2, if you want to delete 7, or if you want to delete 9, or if you want to delete 6, it is not possible. If you want to delete it, you can delete entire tuple. That is the possible. Why? Because tuples are immutable. That means it cannot be changed. It cannot be removed. This is immutable means like a constant. Okay, you cannot change the individual values. If you want to delete it, you can delete entire tuple. Okay. Next, how to slice these tuples? How to slice it? See here. to fetch the specific sets of sub-elements from tuple or list. We use this unique function called slicing. Slice is not only applicable to tuple but also for array and list. Already we are applying this slice in strings. You can also apply list. You can also apply arrays. So this slice method we can also apply in tuples also. Okay, how to apply it? Suppose x is equal to y is equal to, I have a tuple that is, and a b c 1 2 3 like this. I am defining y tuple y is equal to a b c 1 2 3. Next, print y of, what is your range? Slice. You want to slice, you can apply the range. Square bracket of 2 to 4. Similarly, syntax 2 to 4 a b c d. Okay. It's print the ROM. PRINT, right? PRINT. Via the range in between 2 to 4. So now it displays array of 0, array of 1, array of 2 is C. 3. 4 is omitted. So it displays C and 1, 2, 3. This is the slicing. Right? See here, what is packing and unpacking, what are the tuples we have, what are the types we have. So we are discussing all these tuples. So what are the methods we have in tuples? Slices. Next, you can compare it. Right? Comparison. Slices and
Packing and unpacking.
packing and unpacking. Right? So these are the tuples. Next, we'll go to discuss the conditions. What are the conditions we have? If condition, while condition, if else if. We'll discuss about that. And I can give some summary of these tuples. Okay. Python has a tuple assignment feature which enables you to assign more than one variable at a time. So packing and unpacking of tuples is, in packing, you place value into a new tuple, while unpacking, we extract those values back into variables. This is packing and unpacking. When you want to compare it, you can apply the greater than or less than or equal to. You can apply the conditions. So using the tuples as keys in dictionaries also. So at the time of discussing of dictionaries, I can tell you these how to use these tuples in the dictionary. So tuples are hash table and list are not. Okay. We must use the tuple as the key if we need to create composite key to use as in the dictionary. So when you are discussing a dictionary, at that time I can tell you how to use these tuples in the dictionary. So dictionary can return the list of tuples by calling items where each tuple has the key value pair. Already these key value pairs we are using in the collection framework map, right? Map in the collection framework we have set list map. So one of the function is map. We can use the values as a key value pairs. So tuples are immutable. That means it cannot be changed, cannot be deleted individually. but deleting tuples entirely is possible by using the word del. And to fetch the specific sets of sub-elements from tuples or a list, we use slicing. Okay, these are the tuples. So I can share the document also. Next, what are the things we have remaining? So we will discuss about the conditions, Boolean, how to use the Boolean operators. Already we have covered arithmetic operators, conditional operators, and we have Boolean operators. Okay, in operator and is operator, not operator. So we'll discuss about these. Okay, shall I continue or can I wind up? We have conditions, Boolean operators, in operator, is operator, not operator. How to use this? Shall I continue a few more minutes?
Pradeep, I need to head out in next 10 minutes. So probably we can start it next day.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay, Pradeep.
Yeah,
Thanks a
if
lot.
you have any doubts,
Thanks a lot, Pradeep.
if you have any doubts, ask me. I can explain you. So we are
Okay.
completely learning the basic level.
I have one doubt.
Yeah, ask me.
Here we are comparing with the greater than or less than two elements. I mean, is it possible to compare two elements, both the elements, and says it is in first element A is big, in second element B is big, like that?
Now, if you want to compare individual elements, suppose x
Yeah.
is equal to something, y is equal to something. Now you want to print some x is greater than y, or x is less than y, or x is less than or equal to y, like this. So you can compare it.
Okay. Suppose
Already we have the conditional operators, right? Already I
yeah.
have shared the matter on the complete document. Conditional operators, assignment operators, arithmetic operators. Okay. So we want to discuss these operators also. Is not in operators, and we have the reserve identity operators. So we will discuss tomorrow. Okay. You can compare. Suppose see here. Suppose if I want to compare x is equal to some x is equal to 7, y is equal to 8. Now print which is greater. Print x is greater than y. So x is greater than y is false.
Okay.
Why? X is equal to 7, y is equal to 8. We are not applying any conditions. We are not applying any that particular condition, if else conditions, if else or else if. So we are not applying, we are not discussing that. But in our tuples, I have applied those if else condition. If E is greater than F, print E, else print F. If and else and if else conditions. Already we are used, but we will discuss later in detail those conditions also. And basically, we have a conditional operators. We can apply x greater than y, or y is less than x less than y, or x is equal to y. You can compare it. See
Okay.
here. So x is less than y. True. Print.
Okay.
X is equal to y.
False.
False. You can compare it. So we have a conditional operator. You can use equal to or not equal to, or less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to, or less than, greater than, whatever we have conditions, you can apply. You can compare individual values also. Okay. And we will use Boolean operators, true and false, X and Y, and R operators, and or not operators, and not or not operators. Suppose X is true, Y is true. X and Y, is it true or false? X is true, Y is true. Both are true. Is it true or false? You can compare, you can apply. I will tell you tomorrow also. I can practice. We will practice here.
Yeah.
True.
Okay.
Both are true and both are false. True. True
Okay.
and false. False. False and true. False. False and false. True.
True.
In AND operator. OR operator. All are true and true only. True. Remaining all are false. We can compare these values also. Okay. That is AND are not and not operators. We'll use tomorrow.
Okay.
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 So if you have any doubts, Siju.
I'm good, Pradeep.
Okay. So tomorrow we'll meet same 4 o'clock. Okay.
Yep.
So we have many concepts. We will take at least 1.5 hour or 2 hours next time further classes. Are you ready?
Okay.
Or take if I take only 120 minutes is enough.
Yep.
120 minutes or 115 minutes is enough, or can I take 1.5 hour next further classes?
Mm.
Yes,
You can take 1.5 hour.
or else
1.5 is best, right?
on Saturday or Sunday it would be better, even feasible.
Okay, okay. Saturday, Sunday, if you are free, I'm also free. If I want to continue to a few more hours or 2 hours, or it's not a problem, right?
It would be better
In
even.
regular days, Monday to Saturday, we will take only 1.5 or 120 minutes. Okay?
Okay.
Okay. So we'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Pradeep.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.